Hi everyone, it is time for a new reading vlog, and today is gonna be a good old weekend reading vlog that is just gonna be chill, relaxing, and we're gonna read some beautiful books together. So I feel like I have a lot of vlogs in progress, a lot of like long-term or like just more complicated things, and I just need some time to rejuvenate and re-energize and I need some good books in my life. I do want to watch a lot of things this weekend, and so I'm just gonna put it out there to remind myself that, I don't have to read 6 books in a weekend, because I do always think, if I have a set time period for a vlog, what if I don't finish everything? What if I don't read all the things that I want to read? And I need to chill the fuck out. So I'm putting it out there, even if I don't finish a single book, we're gonna have a good time and it's gonna be cozy and relaxing and it's gonna be great. Like a self-care weekend. So let's talk about my main plans. I'm super excited because I feel like I haven't really had time to sit down and read in a while. And I've just been so busy, or it feels like I've been so busy, and this weekend I can just do whatever I want. And I have 2 very different books that I'm really dying to read. So they're these 2. They even look so fucking different. So we have Battle Royale by Lucy Parker, a adult contemporary romance that I've had on my TBR for a million years. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I waiting for? I was actually waiting for specific things, but none of those things worked out. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to pick it up already. So I actually know a little bit about the plot. So it's basically about these 2 main characters who are both bakers. It's supposed to be Grumpy Sunshine. The hero is one of the judges on a cooking competition that the heroine was a participant in. And he just you're super grumpy, super critical, all of that. And then what happens is both of them participate in a new, different competition that is to bake for the wedding of a princess. I think, the wedding cake of a princess. And so, they compete to, their competitors. And they compete for this super big thing that's gonna change their whole fucking careers, And so it's kind of a little bit of I don't think it's necessarily enemies to lovers, but it's obviously rivals to lovers. And Grumpy Sunshine, I don't need to know anything more. And I do really enjoy the books about competitions and food and baking. I just love that. And I feel like it would be perfect for a cozy, super fun, lighthearted read, perfect for a cozy self-care weekend. And the other one that feels even more cozy in a very specific way is A Far Wilder Magic by Allison Saft. So this is a book that I don't know much about, but one of my lovely friends whose opinions I really trust loved this book. And I am just you know what? I need to pick it up. And so because of her, I picked it up. And I found it at a bookstore and I just I saw it. I was like, okay, yeah, you're coming home with me. And so this morning, I bought it 2 weeks ago or something, I don't know. And this morning I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood for a fairy tale. And I feel like this book is just giving me such a strong vibe that I don't think it's actually a retelling as far as I know, but it feels like it's written as a fairy tale. And I think it's supposed to have a beautiful romance in it. And yeah, on the front here it says a magical secret, a mythical hunt, and a love that could risk everything. And I don't want to know anything more about the plot. I just want it to surprise me, and I'm just so excited. So honestly, it's kind of gloomy today, a lot. I see a lot of dark clouds from the window, and so I feel like this could be what we start with. But now that I think about it, I have one more thing. And that is, you know what, maybe I have 2 things. I'm sorry, I just I feel like I haven't vlogged in ages, which isn't true, but I just want to talk to you all. So we're gonna talk about 2 more books, even though obviously I'm not gonna read all of these this weekend, but I just love mentioning them anyways. I don't know, please let me know if this bothers you when someone talks about a book in a reading vlog and they're I'm planning on reading this, and then they don't even touch it. Please tell me if that bothers you, because I just love people, I just love hearing people talk about books. And obviously it's amazing if they read it and share their thoughts and but at the same time I'm I just want to like see the excitement and like I want to see what people are reading or planning on reading. It doesn't matter. And so yeah, let me know what you think about that. But the next thing before the last thing is today I went to the bookstore to pick up a book, and at first I freaked out because they didn't have it. And while it's normal that they don't have a lot of the books that I want at the bookstore, I kept seeing these books there all the time. Like every single bookstore that I went to, they had them. And this time they only had the first book that I was already reading. And then I freaked out because I was like, I literally only came here for this. And then I found it and it was like the last copy, and like, thank God. And so that is Twisted Games by Ana Huang. So you might have probably heard of this because like it's been really hyped on like TikTok or whatever. I don't know. Like I don't actually watch TikTok, but I feel like so many people talk about books hyped on there that I know everything that they recommend. This is supposed to be a bodyguard romance about a princess and her bodyguard. Like shut the fuck up. Like it's gonna be so good. So I definitely would love to pick this up as well. I still have not completely finished the first book, but I definitely will be doing that this afternoon. I will again be talking about it in that other vlog. I'm sorry, it's such a fucking mess. But either way, this is happening soon. So I mentioned it before, I basically never read series like from back to back, like, you know, like in a row. Like I usually read something in between. So there's a high chance that again, like obviously I have many other options that might happen, but I do really think I want to pick up this book super fucking soon. And so finally the last one, I'm gonna fucking shut up soon, is When Love Ignites by Rosie Adams. I was going to read this on my birthday and then I just flopped and I didn't manage to get to it. I am dying to read it, obviously. I mentioned it, I absolutely fucking adore Rosie. I've talked about her books many times before, but she's just absolutely incredible. And I feel like her books are always just so fucking fun and wonderful and amazing. And like, I mean, I just know I'm gonna read this like so fast and have the best time doing it. And so yeah, this is enemies to lovers and like a workplace romance because the two main characters have to like work together to solve like a murder case. Yes, like I need this as well. So this is my extremely fucking random TBR for the weekend. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the ride and I hope you get some nice beverage or snack to hang out with me and have like a little bit of a self-care moment, even if you can't have a whole weekend. I hope that we can relax together. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon when I start reading something or watching something.
Can't see the issue. Yeah, believe me, I need to keep myself in line, but I don't need to kiss you. Hey, we can make it tonight, baby, that's just fine. Don't know what I'm doing, feel like I am going crazy. Keep it down. You look good.
Hi everyone. So this is a very interesting angle that I have literally never filmed on, whatever. I don't know where my little stand for my camera is, and I just did not want to get up, and I also did not want to hold the camera without it because I'm not used to it. If you didn't know, I got a new camera and I'm still kind of getting used to it. I love it so much, but it is very different. So we're filming it like this. I feel like there's, you know, it's cozy. Like, that's the purpose of this video. So let's talk about some super exciting updates. So what happened? I started When Love Ignites by Rosie Adams, which was my TBR. We're doing amazing, and I actually started multiple things that well, okay. Well, okay, whatever. Let's talk about this book first before talking about other stuff. So I did finish Twisted Love yesterday, and I absolutely am dying to obviously start Twisted Games, but it is a long book. And I just wanted to start the weekend or like continue the weekend, whatever, with like a shorter book. And like I think I mentioned already, I just feel like all of Rilzy's books are just so quick to read and so fun and just exactly what I was looking for. And I got to page 97, I think. And that is most certainly exactly true. It is so fun. I flew through it. I mean, like the first half, basically, almost. And I'm just having a blast. So basically, this is an adult contemporary romance. It is in a series, and I have sort of read it out of order, which doesn't make much sense, but I just, whatever. And you don't have to read it in order, but it is kind of like about this one family. So like maybe if you obviously want to read all of them, it would be better, but like it's fine. And it is hate to love, and the two main characters basically have to work on this murder case together. So it's like, lawyers and those kinds of vibes. And it's cool because like Rilzy is actually herself a lawyer. And while I don't particularly care for those things, obviously the romance is the main focus of it, and it is kind of cool to have it as a setting because, like, wow, that's not like that unusual in books. I haven't really read anything like this, or I probably did, but not super common. It's just like the dynamic between the two main characters, Jasmine and Alec, is really fun. So I would say it is not like, it kind of starts off as quite strong hate, but it quite quickly morphs into something different. And it's kind of like, honestly, a little bit like enemies with benefits, but not like entirely enemies. We're like, we still don't like each other, but we might as well like deal with the sexual tension in the air, So I feel like that is just so fun, and I just love it. Like, I will definitely be finishing this super soon. Like, I read the first half like in one sitting, and I feel like the second that I pick it back up, like I will be finishing it. So happy that I'm finally reading this, and it's obviously amazing. So I do think I will be picking up Twisted Games afterwards, because I do keep thinking about it, and like I am obsessed, and I'm so happy because like I miss that feeling. I feel like I haven't really had those feelings of like, I'm dying to read this and it's so addicting and I want to read the whole series in a while. I did have it with the Sarah Kate series. I had those exact feelings, and I was just like, you know what, like, why don't I read more indie romance? Because the thing is, like, I do read a shit ton of indie romance, don't get me wrong. Like, Rilzy is an indie author. I read her books all the time because I fucking adore her. We've gone over that. But I feel like I just have specific authors that I love that are indie authors that I've been reading for years, and I read all of their releases, backlist titles and whatever, but I never really read the like new authors or like the like super popular indie romances, or just like I don't really explore it that much, and that is something that I realized only recently, and I'm just so fucking excited to like dive deeper into it because I've never really done that. Even though I've been reading indie romance for years now, I've never really done that. So super exciting. And so now, the last thing that I need to update you on is basically, like I told you, I really wanted to read A Far Wilder Magic, and I thought that I might start with this book, and I actually did. I did read like a few pages. I'm not even gonna look at the number. It's literally like just literally a few pages, but I'm super excited for this, obviously, still, but yesterday, something else like came up, or like I realized something and whatever, and that is that I've mentioned it before, but if you didn't know, Libro FM, which is like an audiobook online website, it does a thing that is like an ALC program, which is advanced listeners copies, where people like reviewers and librarians and booksellers can like register and basically like get these copies of audiobooks every month, and some of them are like they're maybe like coming out that month or the month after, or they just came out or whatever. Yes, and for the reviewers, there's not like a large selection, and it's a mixture of genres, and so usually it's like there's usually there's like one book I'm interested in. This time I actually am interested in two, but there's always just like almost always there's something exciting, and I actually got Twisted Love like that in June. So like we love to see it, you know? And so I was just like, you know what, this is fate. And I just decided that what I was gonna do first is listen to an audiobook of The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon, because that is one of the options on the list. And so I downloaded it, and it's coming out on August 23rd. And one of my friends, Nick, I talk about her all the time. She has amazing taste, and she's like she, you know, is a reviewer and blogger, and she has the best recommendations. I love everything that she recommends, and I feel like we have similar tastes in a lot of ways, not like completely, but a lot. And the thing that she said about the book already like sold me on it immediately. She basically only like said that this is like for the lonely readers. That was all I needed to hear, but it only kept getting better from there. So I only got to like 8% or something, but I did look it up on the app. So wait, I need to like read it to you, because like oh my god, this book is gonna be fucking everything. And I almost didn't want to listen to the audiobook because I feel like it's definitely gonna be a new favorite. Like, I really think I'm gonna feel so connected to the book, and I'm gonna be absolutely fucking in love with it. And so it's like, what if I wait for the physical copy? But the desire to read it became so strong that I was like, fuck that, I'm just gonna listen to the audiobook, and then I can buy the physical book and read it again at some point. And so that is what's happening. Helen Huang, the author of The Kiss Quotient, said that it is a uniquely charming mixture of whimsy and the macabre that completely won me over. If you ever wished for an adult romance that felt like Howl's Moving Castle, this is that book. But that's not even all. That's not even the main thing. So the main thing is set in a world full of magic and demigods, donuts and small town drama. This enchantingly quirky, utterly unique fantasy is perfect for readers of The House in the Cerulean Sea and The Invisible Library. But that's not all either. Oh my god, the thing that fucking happens in here is not only is it like a fantasy romance that feels just really magical and enchanting and super cool and different and quirky and whatever, but the two main characters hate each other. So we have another hate to love romance, and it is, oh my god, like it literally has the trope that is basically the you've got mail trope, but make it in a fantasy setting. If you don't know what the fuck that is, it's basically from the movie, and I feel like people always describe it in books because it's quite a common trope in books that I fucking love, which is just that like the main characters know each other in real life and they hate each other in real life, but they start kind of anonymously texting or whatever online and like fall in love, and like they become friends, fall in love, and you know. And in this, it's like they start sending each other these magical letters, and they don't know who it's coming from and like who it's being sent to, but they start sending each other letters and they hate each other in real life, but like they're gonna become friends and like connect in those fucking letters. Like, that is the best thing in the world. I'm obsessed already. And like, oh my god. So I thought it made, because like, you know, that is a fantasy book, and I don't like reading books of multiple genres at a time. I felt like I just wanted to start with that and leave this for later. I also don't really like reading two formats at once. So that's what's happening. I am having the best fucking time. And the last thing I'm gonna say, I'm very out of breath. I just watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. You know what? I'm gonna change the position. I just watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Please also excuse my hair. Whatever. Let's not talk about it. I have never watched it. I watched it for the first time, and I fucking loved it. Like, it is so ridiculous and so fun. And like, you know, I'm obviously a romance reader. And romances are my favorite thing in the world, and so are rom-coms. I do feel like I like a wider range of movies, but if I had to choose what's my favorite, it would still be rom-coms. But I don't have a favorite rom-com of all time. I have a few that I love, but I don't have a favorite rom-com of all time. And I'm not sure, I don't think I'm personally gonna find it in the 2000s. But I do know that there are movies that I haven't seen that I think are gonna be super fun, that I want to have movies that I rewatch, that I have fun with, that, you know, like, I don't care, whatever. Like, even if they're not perfect, I just want to have a good time. And this was not perfect, but it was a fucking great time. And it is definitely one of my favorites that I've seen, especially like if I am talking about the 2000s. And it was just so good. I felt like the two actors, actually, it's so funny because like I've seen them in other movies. They're very different, but I feel like the two of them definitely did have chemistry, and it was just such a fun time. And I loved the dynamic, and it was just so fun. It was hilarious, ridiculous, and exactly what I needed. And one of the reasons like why, I'm gonna shut up so I don't swear, but one of the reasons why I wanted to watch it even more as soon as possible is because there's a book that I'm dying to read that I have an arc of that is also actually coming out in August. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to read it this weekend, even though like I've been dying to start it ever since I got the arc, but it's like I'm so excited for it that I feel like I'm even like not ready for it. That is Bad at Love by Gabriella Martins. And so this book is described as How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days meets something else, or just something. And I was like, you know what, like I should like, even though I absolutely don't obviously have to watch it before, I knew it was on my like watch list, and I wanted to watch it before I read the book. And so now that I watched it, I want to read it even more, and I definitely want to start it soon. So yeah, it is queer, it is a YA contemporary, and one of the main characters is a journalist, and like I just cannot wait. I fucking adored Like a Love Song by Gabriella Martins. That was her debut, and this is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and I just like I need it in my life immediately. So we'll see how fast I read the other books. I might not get to it this weekend, but either way it's happening really fucking soon. So I'm gonna go watch some YouTube, and I'll read When Love Ignites and all the other fucking exciting books, and I'm just yes. Let me know in the comments what you're reading, and what was the last book that you loved, or what is a book that you think you're gonna love that you want to read soon. So yeah, I'll talk to you soon when I do some more reading. Hi everyone, so I'm trying to figure out an angle, and I hope this looks okay. That plug is always so annoying, but I usually hide it with books, so we're gonna make it work. So it is the next day. I'm still in my like sleep shirt, but I did get ready, and we're gonna chill together for another day. So I kind of flopped at updating you another time yesterday, but I did not flop at reading. I have been having the best fucking time. I'm so happy that I decided to do this vlog, and like all the books that I'm reading have been just so good and so exciting, and I'm just so happy. So I did finish When Love Ignites by Rosie Adams. Like I expected, I basically read it in 2 sittings, and wait, I need to like hold it in one spot to avoid the glare. But it was obviously a super fun, super quick read, and I had such a good time with it, and I am just so happy that I can finally buy some indie romances, because before the like shipping and everything, it was like too expensive and it was just really complicated, but now it's easier, and I just want all of them. Like all of Rosie's books are on Kindle Unlimited, and so if you do have that, you can read it like that. But now I'm like, you know what, I want to collect all of them, and I want to read them again, and I just like for other authors, I want to do that as well. And it's just the best ever. It makes me so happy. So I loved this. I do feel like the romance developed a little bit fast, and there wasn't like a super gradual development, but I still really enjoyed it. And it's so cool to see how much Rosie has grown as a writer in the past few years, and I am just like, yeah, it is just so cool and amazing. Do want to point out that this isn't really hardcore hate to love. Like it's kind of the situation where the hate doesn't really last that long, which I particularly don't mind, cause like I'm not the biggest like hate to love stan, And so I don't need that to be the case, but if that is something that you're looking for, that is not what this book does. But I would still definitely recommend it if you do want like a hint of hate to love and just a fun workplace working together romance. When it comes to the law and the murder case, it's just kind of like in the background the whole time. As someone who doesn't particularly care for it, it didn't feel like there was too much of it. But if you do kind of want like a little bit of a setting in that way and just like some of the vibes, there is quite a bit of it, you know? And the second last thing is that there is like a little bit of a hint of like some like suspense. It's not that the whole book is suspense in any shape or form. It's just kind of like near the end of the book, and you know, like them solving a murder case, like it has some of those vibes. But not too much of it. Again, like I don't really like suspense, but I didn't feel like it was too overwhelming. But there was a point that was kind of anxiety inducing for sure, but it didn't last long, so it was okay. So yeah, I am so happy that I finally read this, and yeah, so that is the first book that I finished yesterday. So then, like I told you, I did start Twisted Games by Ana Huang after that, and I only got to page 24 because I ended up switching to an ebook that I'll talk about in a second because it was late, and I usually prefer reading physical books in daylight because the lighting here is a little bit like in this room, in the living room, it's a little bit annoying at night, and yeah. But I'm so fucking excited for this. So I don't think, I mean, I don't know, like anything could happen, to be honest. I do think that this is gonna be very addicting, so who knows, maybe I will finish it today, but I'm not really expecting to because I do want to read some of the other books as well. But either way, I'm so happy that I ended up buying it, and I am so excited for it. So I don't know what I told you about this, but it is a bodyguard royal romance. It is about a princess and her bodyguard, and it starts with them basically like kind of starting off on the wrong foot. I would definitely say this is a little bit hate to love as well. And it is really satisfying so far. So basically the heroine's like bodyguard before he basically quits because he just wants to like have more time with his family and like all of that, you know. And so she needs to find a new bodyguard, and this guy comes there, and he's kind of like stern and serious, and he's just like, you know, I'm not here to be friends, I'm just here to do the job. And it's definitely the situation where he's like, he takes his job really seriously, and he's like, you know, her safety above everything, which means he's like, I can never catch feelings for her or even be her friend in any shape or form because I just have to focus on my job, which I feel like it is so fun. Like, it is just the best. And I feel like so many people, including me, love the bodyguard trope because it's just so fucking fun every single time. And I do feel like I just always need more of it, and I just have not read enough of it. And I can't get enough. Like, I'm obsessed already. So then I do have 2 more updates. So I have made progress in Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, and I'm so confused because, like, is this book that long? Because it says that I have, like, I got to 52%, and I'm just, like, very curious to see what the hell is going to happen for the rest of the book. Because there's a lot that's happened already. Like, a lot of the things that it's like building up to, and now I'm like, I have no idea what comes next, which is very exciting. But yeah, I'm fucking obsessed with this book. Like, it is so good, it is so cool, it is so unique. I love Heart and Mercy so much, and like the whole pen pal situation, like I already talked about it, like I fucking love that. It's so well done in here, and like the connection between them in the letters, and then like the like hate, but also the tension and like chemistry in real life. Like, it is the best thing ever. And then we have like the fantasy things and the world and all the things that they do that are also so cool and so fun, and I just love it so much. And that's basically, like, I don't know how to describe it, but Heart is kind of like a, there's a name in the synopsis. He's a marshal, which his job is to like patrol the like area and make sure that these like it's there, I don't know the name, but these creatures that are kind of like dead, his job is to like kill them fully so that they can like find peace sort of, and like because if they aren't killed properly they can be really dangerous, and so his job is to deal with that and a lot of death and all of that. And then we have Mercy, who is kind of like trying to keep this family business alive, but her brother wants a different career and her dad isn't really doing anything with it anymore, and there's this other disgusting guy who like wants to ruin the business and he wants to like buy everything, you know. And so it's that kind of situation, and I feel like all of that is so interesting and it's only adding to the story. But it is definitely very focused on our two main characters and the romance developing between them. And I feel like the build-up is so fucking wonderful and delightful, and I'm in love. I am absolutely in love with it. I'm so happy. But that's not everything. That is not everything. I have one last update, and that is I did also start, like I kind of think I told you, Bad at Love by Gabriela Martins, and this is another just such a quick read. And I got to 20%, and I am just like absolutely in love with it already. It is so easy to read, but like in the best way, and it's so fun, and I just like, I am in love. Even though this is her like second book, like she is definitely now becoming one of my favorite authors, because like the way that I loved like Love Song and the way that I'm loving this book, like, oh my god. So I'm obsessed, and I don't think I told you the like plot, so let's talk about it really quickly. So it is about Sasha and Daniel, and like I mentioned, there is the element that is like inspiration from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And the thing that happens in here is that Daniel is in a band, so we also have those vibes, and he kind of feels a little bit excluded. He plays the guitar. I hope I'm not wrong about that, but I'm not entirely sure. But either way, he plays a musical instrument and he doesn't sing. And he basically, the band kind of came together in this like competition, and the three of the people in the band knew each other for ages, and they were like the original band, and then they kind of added Daniel to them, and so he kind of feels like an outcast. And there's this one song that he worked on with one of his band members, kind of like the main song that like he wrote and loved, and they decided like a week before the start of the book that they'd cut the song out of the album. And since Daniel kind of feels like an outcast, he is kind of scared to speak up about like his opinions if they're different from the other people's, you know. And so they basically suggest if he can keep a relationship for the whole summer, they're gonna get the song back on the album. And the reason why is because like the band and kind of like the tabloids and just the fans have created this image of a player for Daniel, even though that is absolutely not accurate. And so that's why they're like, you know, I doubt that you could keep a relationship, when he's like never actually had a relationship. But not because he's a player, he's just never had any of that, you know? And then Sasha, she works for a tabloid and she doesn't like it. She wants to do something like just, you know, about music and just things like that. She doesn't want to write about gossip and things like that. But the guy that she works for, he tells her that if she tries dating Daniel, because they were kind of caught on a picture together, like in one situation where they like ran into each other, if she can like date him and then like write about it, he's going to he's going to basically give her money for a scholarship and just like help her super a lot in like her like career plans and all of that. So there's that dynamic, which is super fun. But that's not all. So that's kind of how it starts. That's the dynamic. And I'm so happy that I watched the movie before, because I do kind of have more context and it makes me even more excited. Yeah, I have some notes from the author that I want to mention of like very exciting things to add to this. So our main two characters, Daniel is Brazilian and Sasha is Brazilian American. And Daniel is actually demisexual and Sasha is pansexual. It is so quick to read, and it is a book that I think has like 240 pages, which is the length of a book that I absolutely love. And on top of that, you know, it's so like readable and so fun and enjoyable, and I'm just so fucking happy. Like, I am loving all of these books. That is the best thing ever. So I honestly think, like, I'm not sure what to do next, because I was just listening to The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, but I kind of, like, I think I want to leave it for a little bit later. I think I'm gonna pick up Bad at Love now. I just finished, like, 30 minutes ago, I finished Bad at Love, and I'm in love. I fucking adored this book. So I inhaled it. I basically didn't even really, like, I mean, I updated you after I started a little bit of it, but not in the middle of it, because I was just like, you know what? I want to keep reading. I don't want to stop. It was just the best thing ever, and it was just so, like I said, I think already, it's just like, it was so easy to read in the best way, and I'm in love with Gabriella and her writing, and I connected to this book so fucking much on levels I couldn't have even like imagined. And I think I loved it. Like, I don't want to say I loved it more than like a love song, but maybe a little bit. Either way, I fucking adore both of them, and I really think, I feel like they both have similarities and the qualities that I love while being really different, which I feel like is the best thing ever in like different books by an author, you know? It's like you want more of the same thing but a little bit different, and I definitely got exactly what I wanted. I do want to read a tiny little review that the one and only Aiden Thomas wrote on Goodreads, because it made me even more excited for the book, as if I needed it, or, you know. And he said that Bad at Love is an open-hearted exploration of loneliness and love in both platonic and romantic relationships. Gabriella Martins does a wonderful job of balancing humor, turmoil, and an achingly sincere romance on the backdrop of the vibrant LA music scene. So how fucking amazing does that sound? And I feel like I read reviews quite often, a little, like, not really, like I've done it multiple times before, that I read a review by an author or reviewer on a book, because I really struggle to describe my feelings about books about things that I love. And, you know, I actually literally just rewatched the movie Emma. And please don't come for me, I don't know if the line is from the book or the movie, but the line is, if I loved you less, maybe I could talk about it more. I have never felt any sentence on such a deep level when it comes to literally every aspect of my life. It doesn't matter if it's a person, if it's a thing, if it's whatever it is. I literally do not have words when I really love something, and I keep trying to be good at it. And even though I'm a writer, I'm fucking terrible at it. So yeah, but long story short, I love this book so much. The main characters, like especially Daniel, I related to him so hard in all the things, how like he felt lonely in the band. He was surrounded by these people, but he felt lonely there. That is something I have felt so many times in my life. And like, he is just like so sweet and like romantic and adorable. And I absolutely fucking love Sasha as well, who's kind of like a little bit more like skeptical about love, and not like super a lot, but a little bit more. And she is really determined in all the things that she wants to do. And I just like absolutely loved them alone and them together, and the vibes, the LA setting, and the romance. And it was just seriously so tender and so sweet and so real and beautiful. And I love how casual the queer rep in here was, that like it was mentioned, it was explored, but it wasn't anything that was like a big deal. It was just a part of them, you know? And I just loved everything about this book. It was just such a wonderful, lighthearted, and beautiful read, and I just fucking adored it. I loved the romance. I loved the way that Daniel slowly opened up to the people in his band, and just like, it was fucking amazing. So obviously it's a 5-star. I need to buy a copy of it when it comes out, and I just cannot wait for more books by Gabriella Martins. Like, I need to check if she has one like actually lined up to be published soon. I fucking hope so. But this was everything, and I'm so happy that I got to read it early, and I just like, I don't have any more words. Like, if you love YA contemporary and lighthearted fun stories and celebrities, meaningful things and tender romance and queer rep and all of that, you have to check this book out. So that is one thing, and I'm still in such a strong reading mood. I'm having the best time, living my best reading life, but I'm kind of conflicted. So I'm really in the mood for a physical book. But when it comes to Twisted Games, I'm so ready for it. I'm so excited for it. Obviously that hasn't changed, but I'm not sure if I don't want to wait a tiny bit more. And like, I do want another book that's like, I'm gonna feel so immersed in it, and I'm gonna like inhale it, and I definitely think I'm gonna have the experience with this, but I am not sure if I'm ready for the length of this book, and I don't know, like, I feel like it's not exactly the vibe that I'm looking for. Obviously, A Far Wilder Magic is one that I'm dying to read, but I don't want to start it until I finish The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. So I think what I'm gonna do is ignore my need for physical reading and maybe just go back to listening to that, because I am dying to get back to it and see where it goes. So I'll just do that. Hi everyone, so I hope this lighting is okay. It's obviously the evening now. Well, it's 11 p.m. and I don't often film in my bedroom. I hope it looks okay. But I am here to give you some super fucking exciting updates and to wrap up this video, because it is 11 p.m. and I might read a little bit more, but to be honest, like, I am getting kind of tired. I should go to sleep at a reasonable hour because I do need to get up pretty early tomorrow. But let's talk about some more of the things that So my battery died immediately. It's a good thing I have a second one. So the main thing that happened is I finished The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon, and oh my god, I don't even know where to begin about this book. You know, the thing that I said about if I loved you less, maybe I could talk about it more, once again, so painfully accurate when it comes to this book. I loved it so much that I can't even like figure out how the fuck I could describe this book and my feelings about it. The second that Nick mentioned this book and that it's for lonely readers, the second I read that and there was like another little thing about the book, I was like, you know what? I'm going to love this. Like, I immediately started feeling like, oh my god, I'm gonna love this. And the very first time that I saw the cover, I didn't really know anything about it, and I wasn't really sure if I was like fully into it. I do think it's a wonderful cover, but like the skeleton hands and just the vibe, it's not like the type of cover that I see and immediately think this is the book for me, you know? But then the second that I like learned a few tiny things about it, I was like, you know what? I already love this book. Like, I need to read it. It's that type of feeling that you just feel so connected to it and you're like, you know what? This is going to be a new favorite. And then I started it and like I just kept falling in love with it harder as I kept reading, and I am honestly really happy that I didn't end up reading it in just one sitting, and I read it kind of like in 3 sittings-ish and still super fast, but I like savored it and I loved it, and it like I connected to it on such a deep level, and I literally just filmed the mid-year freakout tag today and like uploaded it straight away. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen and link it down below if you want to watch that. But there's a question there that's like new fictional crush and favorite character, and I didn't really answer that because like I was really struggling to figure it out, and the crush I wasn't sure, and then the favorite character I was like, you know what, I have too many. And I mean, Heart and Mercy, absolutely some of my new favorite characters of all time. I adore them with my entire heart. I would die for them. And this is everything. Like, I am so emotional. This book wrecked me and put all the pieces back together. This is definitely a new all-time favorite, and I connected to it so hard, and it was the best thing ever. Like, I literally don't know what else to say, and like, I am just absolutely speechless, and literally, like, I can't talk about it because I love it so much, and I'm like, I need to write a review about it, but how the hell am I gonna do that? Like, how am I going to find the right words, because I don't have them? And it just meant everything to me, and I'm gonna talk about the book over and over again, and I will absolutely be buying a copy the second that I see it. I literally like was listening to the audiobook. I imagined like what lines I would highlight, and it just like, oh my gosh, there's a cat out on the street. So that was so special, and just like everything about this book is perfection. It speaks to my soul, and it is so beautiful. It is absolutely incredible and breathtaking, and all the elements are just so fucking magical. Like the magic and the world and the setting and the vibes and the characters and the romance and the letters and all the depth in this book and the meaning and the messages, everything about this is just the best fucking thing ever. And I am in love. I need to read every single book by this author. There are 2 other books that I don't really like. I kind of feel like I vaguely have seen it before, but I haven't really like heard anyone talk about it, haven't like heard anything about it. Why? This lighting is atrocious. The other lighting is nice. This is like, what is this? This was incredible. I don't know what more to say. I need everyone to read it, but at the same time, it's the type of book I am so in love with that I want to keep it all to myself. You know, the feeling where you love a book so much you want to like, you're feeling really possessive and protective over it. That is how I feel about this book, but when it comes out, y'all need to pick it up. I need a million more books by this author, and I need to read this story over and over again. I'm so happy that I could read it. I feel like it was the perfect time of my life to read it as well, and it just like, I'm speechless. So I say that after talking for 6 minutes. But okay, let's wrap up the other books. I updated you on Bad at Love, right? Absolutely fucking adored it. And yes. So I finished that. And then, like I told you, I didn't know what to do after that. So before like picking back up the Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, I did actually pick up Battle Royale by Lucy Parker. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this as an option at the beginning of the video. I kind of felt like I did, but I'm not like entirely sure. Either way, I have been dying to read this. I've mentioned it many times before, and I finally like dove into it, and I didn't get that far in, but I did get to page 70, and I'm really enjoying it. So I don't think I'm going to talk about it more in here, because I definitely think I will be reading it soon and featuring it in another vlog, and I definitely think I'm going to love it a lot. So you're definitely going to see, hear my thoughts on this very soon. This was the best thing ever. Definitely my favorite weekend reading vlog I've ever done, but I just really like mood read, followed my heart, and read books that I've been dying to read for so long, and it was the best fucking time. So I hope you enjoyed watching it. Let me know what the last book that you enjoyed was, or what's a book that you're dying to read that you really think you're gonna love. And yeah, if you made it this far in the video, please leave a like self-care emoji down below, like a blanket. No, there was probably not a blanket, like tea or something that you feel like is self-care like. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!